Hey everyone, and thank you for checking out my Week 7 presentation for Constitutional Law 2. I have entitled it Representation. Let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, real quick, let's go over what we're going to be covering this week. We're going to start off with our federal senators, then we're going to go into the congressman, the state senator, and the state assembly member who handles the districts that I live in here in California. After that, we'll go into gerrymandering, do a little definition, and then we'll talk about local counties and communities near where I live and see if it's affecting anything local near me. Let's start off with our federal senators. On the left-hand side there, you have Dianne Feinstein. She's a Democrat, and she's going to be in Class 1. We're going to go into what the classes mean in just a couple seconds here. On the right-hand side, Kamala Harris. She's also a Democrat, and she's going to be in Class 3. So senators are elected to a 6-year term. Article 1, Section 3 of the Constitution requires the Senate be divided into 3 classes for purpose of elections. So basically, every 2 years, the members of one class face election or re-election. And per a website I found, it says that amounts to approximately 1/3 of the elected parties. So Class 1, which Dianne Feinstein is a part of, expires in 2025, and Class 3, that Kamala Harris is in, expires in 2023. Now, Kamala Harris has only been in the Senate since 2017, while Dianne Feinstein has been serving as a senator since 1992. So I live in Yucaipa, and we're covered under the 8th Congressional District. That district covers from Mono Lake to 29 Palms. It consists of Inyo and Mono counties, plus most of San Bernardino County, which is the county that I live in. And it's one of the largest and most sparsely populated districts in California, with our largest city being Victorville. And our representative is going to be Congressman Paul Cook. He is a Republican and has been a representative since 2013. In the state of California, there are 40 state Senate districts. My address happens to land in the 23rd out of those 40. It's currently represented by Republican Mike Morell, who's originally from Rancho Cucamonga, and he's been doing the job since 2014. The district encompasses a huge part of the Inland Empire, and then if you circle clockwise from Rancho Cucamonga in the northwest, you go all the way down to Menifee in the south. We cover 2 parts, San Bernardino and Riverside County, and if you want percentages, Riverside County, we do 14.6% in this district, and San Bernardino County comes in at 30.2%. When it comes to the state assembly, in the state of California, there are 80 total state assembly districts. My address ends up in the 42nd, which is currently being represented by Chad Mays, who is a Republican, originally from the area of Yucca Valley. Much of the population is concentrated on the Interstate 10, and there's a corridor between Yucaipa in the west and Coachella Valley in the east, and we cover a lot of that area. Riverside County is about 15.4% covered here, and San Bernardino County is 6.2%. And an interesting fact, back in 2010, the population was shown at 462,952, with only 230,889 of those people being registered voters. The official definition of gerrymandering says that it manipulates the boundaries of an electoral constituency so as to favor one party or class. In a Press Enterprise article I found this year that was just published in April, he references huge electoral change coming to California in the next couple years, and he's talking about legislative redrawing of electoral boundaries that's supposedly supposed to change after the 2020 census comes in. He says for some residents, new districts will mean new legislative representation, even though they haven't moved and they haven't voted for a change. But back in 2008, voters approved a ballot measure that set up the Citizens Redistricting Commission, which basically takes the power from the politicians to do the redistricting and leaves it in the hands of an independent panel, which could be a good idea eventually, because back in 2010, the Redlands Daily Fax wrote an article about the 59th district, and the 59th Assembly District stretches nearly 80 miles. It covers parts of 2 counties, 2 national forests, and 5 area codes, all the way from Los Angeles County to San Bernardino County. Now, the reason why I bring that one up is because there's a quote in that article that says experts and some lawmakers call a case study in gerrymandering for the 59th district. They're saying that the physical size is so big it limits the kind of campaigning candidates do, which basically brings us back to the definition of what gerrymandering is. So if leaving it in the hands of an independent panel is going to help us out with making it easy, that way we can see all about the candidates, because again, the size limits are going to limit what everybody knows about the candidates. And as voters, if we don't know what we're voting on, how are we supposed to make a right decision? So what did we all cover here? We went over the federal senators for California, and then we covered the member of Congress, the state senator, and the state assembly member who handles the districts where I live here in Yucaipa. And we went into the concept of gerrymandering. We did the official definition, then explored a little bit about what's happening in my local districts. I don't fully still understand the concept of it myself, but I was able to learn a lot through this presentation, and I hope it helped anybody else who may be even struggling a little bit with it. Have a good rest of your week. I'm looking forward to watching all of your presentations as well too. God bless.